Welcome back, everybody, to Synalytics Crypto. My name is Mike. Thank you for joining me this evening, this afternoon, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. We've got a couple pieces of news that I want to go over with you guys. Actually, several today. We're going to go through them pretty quickly. But before we do that, let's talk about the market cap. Not much has changed since yesterday. We're at 1.710 trillion. Seems to be climbing its way back up from the low of about 1.3 trillion and change. Still a lot of chatter, you guys, about bull market, bear market. Where are we? What are we doing? Where are we going? Look, let's go check it out, all right? Because the 1 hour seems to be a little bit of red, a little bit of green. 24 hours, things are still down a little bit here. And of course, the 7 days looking pretty dismal, depending on where you're coming from. If you're trying to sell your crypto because you got in and you need your money back, you're in trouble. If you have money on the side to buy, hopefully your dollar cost averaging over these last 3 days, it would have seemed to be a pretty steady thing to implore. So I'm going to continue with saying that dollar cost averaging in is still a pretty good time to do that. You don't want to throw everything in right now, but you don't want to maybe kind of not make moves when you see things down over a week, 30, 40, 50%, some of these. So I think the market's healthy. Let's talk about some YouTubers real quick before I go into more about the market. You know, I watch a lot of YouTube. That's what turned me into a YouTuber myself. I felt like I could deliver something that is more, you know, based on facts rather than just FOMO or fear or, you know, clickbait. If you notice, I don't really do clickbait titles because I think that's misleading. YouTubers are always looking for clicks. They're always looking for hits. They're always desperately competing with each other, trying to become the best, the biggest channel, you know, or whatever. I'm not doing that. This is a humble channel. We still have less than 5,000 subscribers. By the way, if you have not subscribed, please do so. It takes 2 seconds to click that red bell. If you like the content that I'm putting out, just give me a thumbs up. That's all I ask. Leave a comment. That would be great. I really do appreciate that. That's all I really ask for from this channel, from my viewers. So I'm watching YouTubers. Everyone's playing the narrative. They're still clickbaiting and they're still, you know, putting fear out there. And it's a shame because I think that does contribute to some of what's going on, because we have a lot of new investors in this space, you guys, and new investors are so important. You can't have that market effect. You can't have people coming in and being burnt and being hurt and investing in the wrong things and then seeing a title and go, well, this guy says that it's over, so I should sell everything. Please, you guys, don't do that. Do your own research. Look at the news. Think logically. Find out more about what you're investing in so that you don't get shaken out, because this is nothing more than manipulation. It's the same thing all the time. So what I've seen, I'm not going to pull up charts or anything for you guys. I'm not a chart person, but from what I've been gathering from people I do trust and people I do follow is that there are people accumulating Bitcoin. Duh, of course we know that. They're trying to shake out the weak hands. These whales, they're more like sharks. They're whales because they have a lot of, you know, money and influence, but they're really sharks because they're always looking for an opportunity to take advantage of people like us who are in this space. And the more knowledge that we have in here, the less we are going to be apt to sell at a loss and be part of the downward spiral. The bull run is not over. I'm not going to even go there. The bull run is not over. We're in the midst of a shakeout. It's a big shakeout, and this could be a long drawn shakeout. Be prepared, you guys, for sideways action, even sideways to the downside with your dead cat bounces here and there and getting everyone, you know, jazzed up about the market again, and they're sapping up your losses. They're just sucking up all of your losses. They're taking advantage of the new people. They're taking advantage of the TikTok generation. These kids have no idea about crypto. They just hear that their friends are making money, so they throw money at Dogecoin and expect to make a bunch of money. It doesn't work like that, and these guys know it. They're taking advantage of people from the stock market. The stock market is a totally different animal than the cryptocurrency market. Most of these people can't handle a 40% drop, and they freak out and they sell. That's what they're doing here. More manipulation, more manipulation, more manipulation. So please be careful out there, you guys. You know I love you. You guys know that my passion for the crypto space is evident. People that I talk to, these videos that I make, it's all because I have a passion for this market and I want everybody to win. I really, really, really do. I honestly, truly care about my subscribers. So thanks to all of you. I appreciate you. I love you. Not much more to talk about really when it comes to the market conditions. It's, like I said, relatively the same. A lot of sideways action, but there's a couple of projects that I do want to go over a little bit. Look in the top 20, really, you see that there are 2 in particular that have not taken the same kind of losses as some of the top 10s, top 15s. One of them being Polygon. Look at what Polygon Matic is doing. I love this project more and more and more. Gosh, I love this project. We're going to go over a couple pieces of news involved in this project right away here in a minute. Look at Matic, right back up to about $1.90. I mean, it has really even over the 7-day with this huge downturn, down 22.7%, but that's off its all-time high of like 270 something it peaked up to. So, you know, the strength of this particular project is what shows me that when this bull run does continue, and I do expect it to at some point, Polygon's going to be a major beneficiary of what's going on. This is a robust system. There is so much going on with Polygon. I think it's really time that if you don't have any Polygon, maybe not getting in right now at $1.90 because it was just $1, you know, 20 something the other day. Like I said, we could experience some more downside pain and pressure. These guys are not done shaking us out. Okay, just remember that. They're not done shaking us out, which is why you dollar cost average a little bit at a time and build a healthy portfolio. Also, of course, you guys know I'm huge on Cardano. I'm going to be doing a lot of deep diving into not just Cardano itself, but the ecosystems that are going to be integrated into Cardano. I think they're all going to be very good. I'm going to be looking at these projects one by one, letting you know when I get in, and what they're going to contribute to the Cardano ecosystem. Again, only down 22% off the 7-day bloodbath we've had. So when you see strength like that in these top 20 projects, that means that there's a lot of momentum. There's a great community behind it. People are not being capitulated in these particular projects, which is what you want to look for. Look, I know that people love, I experienced more growth in my channel when I was talking about low cap altcoin gems. That seemed to be the trend for the last 6 months. People want the new gem. They want the next hottest thing. You guys, we're not in that market right now. I'm not going to be making low cap altcoin gem videos. There's a couple things that I did buy and I will be telling you guys about them. But, you know, don't get stuck on the hopium of the next 100x project. Those days are over for now. When the bull run continues and everything starts blowing up again, it's gonna trickle down to the low stuff. But right now, you know, the top 20 are where you should be focused. These projects are not going to die. They're not going to disappear overnight. They're a good place to put your money if you're worried about taking losses. So with that said, you guys, let's go into the news. We're going to start off with the Polygon news because there's 3 different pieces of news I want to go over, and here they are. So Polygon Augur joins forces with Polygon and Chainlink to launch Augur Turbo. I don't know much about Augur, the platform, or whatever really Augur is. I know it's been around for a while, but you know, anytime you see things like Polygon and Chainlink together, you know that this is a serious project. You know this isn't a rug pull. This isn't going to leave a bad taste in anyone's mouth. This is more partnerships being formed, more use cases for Polygon Matic, more use cases for Chainlink, which has got more partnerships than any other crypto. I'm not going to read the article. I just want you guys to know that there are things happening. This is what you want to see in a project. You want to see constant growth, constant moving forward. These projects are not underfunded. They're not going to disappear because, you know, they can't raise enough Ethereum to implement the beginning phases of their cryptocurrency platforms or whatever they will be. Chainlink, Polygon, big time, guys. No need to ever worry about what's going on with those two. All right. Next piece of news. Where did it go? Why did you just leave me? Oh my gosh, did I delete one? Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. Okay, I think I just lost some of my Polygon news. Where did you go? Oh gosh, and I don't even edit my videos. Oh well, I guess that's what's gonna happen. Let's go real quickly over to CoinGecko. Let's just go back in here because it's actually good. I can show you guys how to, because the news used to be right on the top, right along here, and it's not anymore. You have to go to resources and you have to go to latest news. So we're gonna scroll down, do this latest news, and bear with me here. We're going to find a couple things. I believe they were actually on page 2. Let's keep doing this here. Where did we go? Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban officially backs Polygon. This is good. I like this. You know, not that, you know, what Mark Cuban has to say is the end-all be-all, but you know, he's a voice. Everybody knows who Mark Cuban is. He's into crypto. He's a smart guy. He's definitely a trendsetter in a lot of ways. And when you hear the words Mark Cuban, you know that this guy is a financial guru. He's a self-made man. We all know about him. But so Mark Cuban officially backs Polygon. The Ethereum-based scaling solution recently appeared on the Mark Cuban company's website, seemingly affirming his investment in the project. I have not read this, so reading this together. Billionaire investor Mark Cuban has thrown his weight behind Polygon, according to a new disclosure on one of his websites, offering further evidence that the wealthy investors are tapping into the digital asset market despite recent turmoil, because they know. these guys all know what's going on. The addition of Polygon to the Mark Cuban company's website appears to have been made recently and reaffirms the billionaire's backing of the project. I think they just said that already. Cuban, who was once a polarizing figure in the cryptocurrency market, has become a more vocal supporter of the nascent asset class over the past year. Recently, when Elon Musk decided to stop accepting Bitcoin due to environmental concerns, Cuban said that his Dallas Mavericks will continue accepting the digital currency as payment. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole article, but let's go right here. There must be a current network effect and significant user growth. This is a challenge for most L1s and L2s because with few exceptions, marketing in the crypto universe is beyond awful. That is true. His backing of Polygon is hardly surprising given the network's rapid ascension to this year. Formerly known as Matic, Polygon is a multi-chain scaling solution designed to make Ether-based transactions more efficient. Yes, that's only one of the many things that they do. As Cointelegraph recently reported, Polygon's user base grew by 75,000 in just a week. That's huge, you guys. That's huge. There was a point in time not long ago where there was only 75,000 people in crypto. So think about that. Highlighting growing demand for layer 2 solutions, the influx of users generated nearly 1 billion in volumes. That's amazing. When asked about what made Polygon stand out versus other second layer scaling solutions, Cuban told Cointelegraph that he is an active user, adding, "It is fast, works well, and most importantly, their user base is growing exponentially." Now, is that not the kind of project that you want to be in? I'm in Polygon, full disclosure. I actually did really well with Polygon. If you saw yesterday's video, you know that I sold some at a pretty good price because I'm using it for another investment that I'm working on. You know, what can I say? Polygon's making waves, you guys. This is something that should be in everybody's portfolio at this point. I think so. I think you can even buy it on Coinbase, or at least Coinbase Pro at this point. I should probably check on those facts, but it's more available, which is a good thing. Let's go on here. I can give them feedback on marketing, and we are in the process of integrating Polygon into lazy.com, which we think will be very beneficial to creating a platform to extend NFTs and personal galleries. Look, NFTs, again, you guys, are not going anywhere. NFTs are going to be integrating into all sorts of levels of society, and those are the kinds of things we want to see. So that's good. We're going to drop that piece of news, and we'll just go on. I guess I lost the third one. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's right here. Let's take a look. Negative funding rates incentivize traders to long Polygon, Matic and Aave. Anything that's being longed right now in a market that's going down is, again, a sign of strength, you guys. I'm driving this point home for a reason. I think this is really a good place, especially for new people. You don't want to be in the Dogecoins, guys. You could really lose your money like that. But if you're messing with something like Polygon and you understand what this is doing and where this is going, you're going to be confident in what you're investing in. And confidence in what you're investing in is huge. It's huge because you won't get shaken out. You won't be manipulated by the whales, and you won't be giving away your hard-earned crypto to those greedy bleepers. Data shows that Aave and Polygon Matic traders are currently being paid up to 4.3% per week. Wow, to long future contracts. Wow. In the crypto markets, traders are usually bullish, or at least the majority of the retail investors are. This causes an interesting phenomenon as it incentivizes arbitrage desks and whales to sell future contracts while simultaneously buying on the regular spot exchange. Good stuff right there. I'm not going to read this article. It's just one more piece of information to back something that I think you can really get behind when you want to invest in a top tier project, which is where we should be right now while this market figures out what is going on. So let's get to a new piece of news here, you guys. Let me click that off. This is great. Bitcoin is a savings account with an average growth of over 100% a year. Let me ask you a question. Please leave some comments below. Where else can you earn an average of 100% a year? Probably not the stock market. Definitely not by parking your fiat trash dollars in your bank account, because you're not going to get anywhere over 2%, which doesn't even hedge inflation. So it's basically saying, you know, buying and holding Bitcoin is a really good idea. And it's got a track record of, you know, about 12 years now. So when you really look back at if you're investing, if you're dollar cost averaging, and let's just use Bitcoin as the example, because that's what we're talking about. It is a store of wealth. It is the new gold. Bitcoin is the king crypto for a reason. If you're averaging into these positions, you know, you're going to look back in a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 5 years from now, or whatever, and you're going to be looking at, you know, consistent over 100% a year growth. And if you're compounding that, and if you're on a platform like Nexo, say, and you're earning interest in it, paid in Bitcoin daily, compound interest, winning, you're doing well. So read this article yourself, you guys. Take a look at it. If you're new to this and you have fear into investing into Bitcoin right now, there's a lot of information you can get out there, and you ought to be really excited about getting into Bitcoin at 38K which is around where it's at today, than when it was 64K not that long ago. So, you know, buying on the way down seems harder, but it's actually a better way to invest than just continuously buying on the way up. Although dollar cost averaging is a good way to go in either direction, you're obviously going to make more gains on the way down. Sounds weird, but it's kind of backwards, but that's the way it is. So go read that for yourself, guys. Great article. Next piece of news, data shows Bitcoin addresses and accumulation captures fresh new highs. Yes, newsflash, people are accumulating Bitcoin. The manipulation brings it down so people can accumulate more Bitcoin. Not going to read the article, just showing you there is news. I'll read a little bit. After Bitcoin prices dipped to a low of $30,000 per unit last week, unit, that's interesting, never heard it called a unit, lots of people have been focused on the panic sellers. Meanwhile, when Bitcoin prices plunged, the number of Bitcoin addresses in accumulation tapped an all-time high at 545,115 addresses. That shows you there's demand for Bitcoin. What drives prices? Supply and demand. We already know that the supply is capped at 21 million. We already know that there's somewhere between, on the low end, 3 million, on the high end, 5 million Bitcoin that have disappeared forever. You're taking 15, 20% off an already limited asset, and you start to multiply that times time going by, and before you know it, you're looking at something that is definitely going to be harder and harder to get in the future as people start talking about things being priced in Satoshis and not Bitcoin itself. So don't know what to say, but we all see the high. The all-time high was just about 65K. We're less than half price right now from the all-time high. We all know that there's always going to be a new all-time high, and there's always going to be massive pullbacks. So the market is not unhealthy, you guys. It looks bad right now, but really, if you look at, you know, what's really going on, it's not. Next piece of news. NFL free agent who converted salary to Bitcoin says other players inquiring about BTC. Yes, this is happening. The first one to make that news was Russell Okung. I remember that because he used to play for my beloved Chargers, and he made a lot of news. He was in a lot of headlines. He wanted his salary in BTC. This is going to be something that is going to be around for a very long time, and it's not going to be just the NFL. We're talking about NHL players, NBA players, MLB players, soccer players. People are wanting to, this trend is going to continue, and this is bullish. How could it not be? We're talking about you know, professional sports players who are making millions and millions and millions of dollars. They're either going to get paid in Bitcoin, and the people who own these sports clubs are going to find a way to actually do that for them, or they're just going to be converting their salaries on their own with their money managers to Bitcoin. Trevor Lawrence came out, and I think he put his whole signing bonus in like $24 million into crypto. I forget what the specifications were. Actually, I think Polygon was on that list, to be honest with you. But just to see this is something that you're going to see a lot. Mark my words. Look, I'm a sports guy, mostly an NFL guy, but to see this and to see this continue and to see this hit the news is good for us because, again, supply and demand, guys. Supply and demand. Okay, that's the one I already went over. And let's read about this real quick. Amid rising stablecoin inflows, cautious traders fear a dead cat bounce. I was talking about a dead cat bounce in yesterday's video. And it appears that we saw something like that about 4 or 5 days ago because everything went down super hard and then it came right back up. You're seeing the 45, 55% gains, and then all of a sudden we're right back down again. That is a dead cat bounce. People are still cautious of that, and they should be, because we don't exactly know what's going on right now. We want to see Bitcoin, we want to see the market come back, but you know, if people keep selling and capitulating, they're going to continue to the downward trends. And when things snap back up, it's because people are pouring big money because they're taking advantage of the swings here. And if you don't sell, you leave yourself out of the realm of being manipulated. So remember that. If you're a buyer and a holder and a long-term believer in crypto, you should not be selling your crypto at all right now. Sell it when it's getting back up. When you see the market recover big time and you're in profit, take some profit for the next downward trend, and then maybe you'll be in a position where you can actually try to catch a dead cat bounce, because there's a lot of money to be made in those violent swings. And we've seen in the last week or so that that's exactly what can happen at pretty much any time. So be prepared for that. I'm not going to read the article. I think you should read this article yourself. There's a lot to be said here, especially if you're learning about what happens with these major swings. This is good information for you guys. Last piece of news. Goldman Sachs says FOMO is driving institutional investors into Bitcoin. Yes. We all know that by now. I'm hoping that everyone that's listening to this and made it this far in this video knows that, yes, FOMO is driving institutional investors into Bitcoin. Okay, so you get Tesla coming out, right? They ended up coming out saying they bought Bitcoin at $1.5 billion worth, and probably, I think it was around 32 or 34K, something like that. Drove the price up. We had this bull run, this section of bull run that happened because of that, because Tesla is a major world player, right? And then everybody else started getting interested in, should we be doing this? What's going on? Like, it kind of kicks off, institutional FOMO. We've already experienced retail FOMO many times. If you've been in this market for a while, we've all tasted the flavor of FOMO, and it's dangerous. It's like that. It's like candy. It tastes so good, but it's not good for you, but you want more of it. FOMO can be very dangerous. But institutional FOMO is a whole nother level, you guys. I believe that this particular market, I wouldn't even call it a dip. I mean, we're talking about a full-on crash here. Bitcoin dropped by over 50% at one point. That's a crash. It's a manipulated crash. It's a short-term crash. I think that you're going to be finding out over the next quarter, by the time the end of the quarterly reports come out for quarter 2, you're going to be seeing that there are indeed institutions that are buying Bitcoin because they got a second chance to get in at the range that Tesla got in. That's a real thing. People watch their money like it's their children, sometimes even more important than their children, which is a shame. But what I'm saying is that this opportunity is being created for those who have a lot of money, and they don't care about people like you and I losing our money and getting scared and getting shaken out of the market. So again, I'm just gonna say it one more time: you can only control what you can control. And that's what you're holding. Hopefully you're keeping it safe. Hopefully you know how to stay out of this manipulation. Hopefully you have a strong sense of conviction into what you're investing in because you've been researching the projects you're in. You're not playing with the meme coins. You're not playing with the low cap alt gems because it's very dangerous right now. We need to shift our way of thinking. We need to, as investors, we need to be able to go from this type of investing to this type of investing, and we need to protect what we have in the right places at the right times. Sounds easy. It's not easy. I would be lying if I told you there's all rainbow and sunshines. Definitely, guys, do not be playing with leverage. On this channel, I absolutely despise leverage. I think that's part of the problem. When the whales start seeing people making a huge amount of longs because the news is driving Bitcoin forward, and that also is manipulated, they come in and they short the market, they wreck it, and they do it all the time. So stay out of it. Hold on to your Bitcoin, hold on to your cryptocurrency, guys, and just wait this out because it's really not going to be all that bad. In about 6 months from now, at the end of this year, I'm expecting big things. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Keep your eyes on the end of summer. We certainly could be going through a lot of sideways action for the next couple months because I really don't want to see a V-shaped recovery. I don't think that would be good for the market. I think that's two extremes kind of crashing together. That's not good for the space overall. I don't want to see my crypto go right back to where it was before the 50% pullback in too short of a time because that's going to cause problems. It's hard to sort out those things. So what we want to see is we want to see the sideways gathering. We want to see an upwards momentum. We want to see slow, good recovery. And then we're going to get back to a place where the market is healthy again. And at that point, then we can launch up into the blow off top phases, which I think is coming in December this year. And at that point, pull some profits, park them in a place where you can earn, on your stable coins and have that ammunition on the side. So when this happens again, you're now adding to your positions of good projects. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate you guys. Now it's been about 20 minutes. Let's give a little refresh. I don't need to because I just did. We're under the 1.7 trillion mark. Okay, we're wobbling. It's just kind of whatever, you guys. Happy trading. Y'all know I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being following this to the end. For those of you who do, you're my true subscribers. I appreciate it. Feel free to share these videos with anybody. Show these videos. You can copy them. You can put them on whatever you want to do. I want to see my channel grow. It's hard to watch my channel blow up so quickly and go from 0 to 1,000 and from 1,000 to 2,000 even quicker, and have it kind of stalemate where it's at right now. All I ask is for a thumbs up and to subscribe. The altcoin gems will be back when it's time for the altcoin gems to be back. And don't think that I've forgotten about those kinds of things, but right now we need to be careful with our investments. We need to be doing what's right. We need to be in the right projects, and I'm not trying to shill any coins because why would I do that? That's not healthy for the market. Y'all know I'm here for the crypto market because I have a huge passion for everybody being financially independent. I love you. Peace.